I'm Paige, 24 years old, a newbie office worker. I just joined a big IT company. I'm still getting used to some things since I'm new to the workforce, but the job is rewarding and there's so much to learn. Plus, I've become good friends with Hannah, a senior in my department, so life has been pretty fulfilling so far. But then there's our department manager, Ken. To put it lightly, he's a total jerk. On my first day at the office, when I was introducing myself to everyone, this is what happened. Good morning, everyone. My name is Paige, and I joined the company today. I'm sure I'll have a lot to learn, but I look forward to working with all of you.
So which university did you graduate from?
Just as I finished speaking, he immediately asked this. This guy, Ken, is the one I'm talking about. Well, I graduated from Panic Collection University.
Huh? Wait, what? Are you serious? Panic Collection University? That's like a third-rate school where even someone with a 35% score can get in.
Excuse me?
By the way, I'm Ken, the manager of this department. And by the way, I'm the son of the president. I went to one of Japan's top universities with a super high ranking. Basically, I'm an elite.
What? Who is this jerk? And this guy's the department manager? I'm seriously worried about the future now. When Ken made his whole "I'm an elite" speech, I could feel the atmosphere in the office freeze. Everyone probably hates this guy, I thought. Then one day during lunch break, Hannah told me something interesting. Paige, it must have been tough with the manager Ken picking on you from your very first day. Yeah, it really was. I mean, in a way, he's quite something, that manager Ken. That guy was originally the head of the department, but his constant bragging about being an elite is so annoying, right? And he slacks off at work. A few employees apparently complained to HR about him, and the president gave him a lecture. That's when he got demoted and came down here. Demoted? Yeah, and rumor has it that when he was in college, he had such a bad personality that he got targeted by some bad people, and things were really tough for him. He somehow graduated, but before joining this company, he was basically a recluse. Apparently back then, he was pretty quiet. But over time, he started bragging more and more about being the president's son, about going to a top university, about how high his entrance exam scores were. And that's when he started puffing up his chest. It's funny how people who caused trouble in the past, even if they quiet down for a while, never really change at their core, huh? I see. Bragging about being an elite is annoying, and having someone like that as my direct boss only makes me feel more anxious. But well, my colleagues are all great people, and they've told me they'll always be there to support me if anything comes up. So, for now, I'll just ignore people like him. I have a dream, and that's why I joined this company, to make that dream come true. I don't have time to deal with someone like him. I'm going to focus on my work and keep pushing toward my goal. With that in mind, I kept working hard in the office every day. But manager Ken, for some reason, seemed to find it hilarious that I graduated from people call a third-rate school, Panic Collection University. When I was trying to learn quickly and voluntarily stayed late to work, he would mutter things like,
People who stay late are just bad at their jobs, as expected from someone from a third-rate university. Elites like me head home early.
It really made me mad. Dude, the only reason you can leave early is because you dump your work on your subordinates. I'd get irritated every time. I mean, people who lack confidence and have small minds in order to feel valuable try to reassure themselves by belittling those in weaker positions than themselves. It's so pathetic. Then, when we were talking about the welcome party for the new employees in the office, he said,
Huh? Why should I, an elite from a top university, have to welcome someone from a third-rate school? So from now on, no one better talk to me about the welcome party for new employees. I won't be attending, and I don't need to hear about it.
I was really angry at the way he said that, but the senior colleagues around me, especially Hannah, got really upset with Ken. Manager! That was way too rude. You're supposed to give a speech at the welcome party. And Paige... It's fine, Hannah. Honestly, I don't want Ken to come either.
Huh? What do you mean by that?
Exactly what I said. Well, I'm going back to work now. Excuse me.
That newbie. She's underestimating me.
After work that day, I went home with Hannah, and she said, Paige, you're pretty straightforward, huh? When you told Ken off about the welcome party, I felt so relieved. We both chuckled together. The next afternoon, Hannah, who was sitting at the desk next to mine, picked up a call and said, Yes, I'm so sorry. I'll confirm it right away. Ken? The manager? Hannah looked flustered as she called Ken, who was casually cleaning his ears at his desk. We got a call from one of our major clients. They're really upset because the project you were supposed to finish isn't done yet. The deadline was supposed to be this morning. At that, Ken snapped to attention and muttered,
Oh crap, I totally forgot.
After that, the office was in complete chaos. Everyone temporarily stopped what they were doing and joined forces to work on the project that Ken had forgotten about. Meanwhile, Ken was running around the office in a panic, saying, What should I do? What should I do? While we, his subordinates, were scrambling to get everything done. He wasn't doing anything at all and was completely unreliable. To make matters worse, Ken, the manager, the client called again. They're asking for you and they want to talk to you directly.
What? I got it.
Ken looked around the office, then suddenly turned to me with a look on his face like he had just come up with an idea. At that moment, I briefly wondered, what is he thinking? But since I was busy, just like my colleagues, working to quickly fix the tasks Ken had forgotten about, I didn't have the time to pay much attention to it. However...
Oh, hello? I sincerely apologize. Actually, the task that was assigned to me has been taken over by our employee, Paige. It's all her responsibility now.
What?
Yes, of course. The responsibility lies with me as the manager, but you see, Paige is a new employee from a third-rate university. Yes, of course. The job you requested will be completed within a few hours, and I'm considering taking action against this employee, Paige. Yes, thank you. I'll be off now.
To my shock, Ken completely blamed everything on me. Then he said,
Hey, you guys! Hurry up and finish this and submit it to the client. Got it? This is all settled now. I'm going to go to the smoking area for a bit. So don't slack off while I'm gone, okay?
Wait a minute.
Huh?
The phone call. Didn't you just say something about it being my fault?
Oh yeah, I said that. If people found out that it was my mistake as the president's son, it would damage the company's reputation. But if it's the mistake of a new employee from a third-rate university, the client will probably just accept it. And if something goes wrong, you can quit and show your sincerity.
What?
Listen up. I'm telling everyone. This whole thing is not my fault, but it's her mistake. Got it? It's better for the company that way, after all.
So Ken went off to the smoking area. Unbelievable. I can't take this anymore. I was absolutely furious. I had to do something to bring this guy down to rock bottom and make him pay for what he did. So I decided to take action. But you know, people like him who get way too cocky and act like total jerks always end up getting their comeuppance eventually. Anyway, the next morning when I got to work, I was called into a meeting room by Ken.
You gotta be kidding me! You told my dad, the president, everything that happened today, didn't you? Thanks to that, I spent hours getting yelled at over the phone, and it was a total nightmare! Damn it! I moved out and started living alone to get away from my dad's nagging. And now look, he's calling again!
Ken said, angrily tapping on his smartphone and shoving it back into his pocket. Aren't you going to answer that call?
Shut up! Plus, if you say anything else to the president, I'll make sure you regret it!
Ken yelled at me before storming out of the conference room. That day, he was in a really bad mood, snapping at anyone who tried to talk to him, saying, I'm busy right now. Then after work, I gathered with some of my colleagues at the party venue. For a certain reason, I had to call Ken. Hello?
I'm busy right now! Hello? What the hell's going on with all of you? Don't call me outside of work hours.
Actually, before me, the section chief, supervisor, and Hannah had all tried calling Ken, but they couldn't get through. With all the calls coming in one after the other, he was probably thinking, this is annoying. So when my call came in, he probably picked up just to complain. Manager, where are you? We can't start without your speech.
Huh? Speech?
Ken muttered.
Oh, your welcome party was today, huh?
Then he said,
I told you, I'm not going to some welcome party for a third-rate university grad. It's a waste of time.
Wait, it's your farewell party, manager. What are you talking about?
Huh?
The new employee welcome party is next week. But I guess you didn't know that, huh? You didn't seem to be paying attention to anything today. You didn't answer the president's call, and you probably didn't even check the texts, right?
Wait, my farewell party? What are you talking about?
The president set it up last minute, your farewell party. Well, it was last minute, so it's just the people who can make it. The president said he was renting a fancy hotel venue and treating everyone to high-end food and champagne as an apology for the trouble his son caused. Almost everyone's here. Also, the president told us he was going to make you give a final apology speech. So we're looking forward to that as part of the entertainment, of course.
Wait, so this is like, I'm getting fired?
No, not like it. You are getting fired.
What?
Ken was freaking out on the other end of the phone. I heard the president really scolded you over yesterday's issue with our major client. I was told you got upset and hung up during the call. After that, he decided to fire you. Oh, and by the way, when you got promoted to the department head, he told you that if you caused any more problems, you'd be fired immediately, right? You've been coasting on your dad being the president, acting all cocky and arrogant, and now look at where it's gotten you.
I graduated from a top university, okay? Why should someone from a third-rate university like you stay at the company, and I, someone who graduated from a prestigious university and is the president's own son, get fired? This is completely unacceptable!
At that point, Hannah, who was sitting next to me, said, Paige, can I talk to the manager? So I switched my phone to speaker mode and she continued. Hello. I could clearly hear your loud voice from right next to me. Paige may have graduated from Panic Collection University, but it's a medical school with a 70 ranking in entrance exams, you know.
Huh? A 70 ranking? At a medical school?
That's right. Panic Collection University does have some departments with an entrance exam score of about 35, but the medical school has around a 70. My dream is to start a company that provides online consultation systems. That's why I'm working at an IT company while studying. The only one in the department who didn't know about that was you, manager. So whenever you proudly bragged about being an elite, we all just laughed. We'd say, unlike Paige, he's just a regular guy. How embarrassing. As Hannah said that, the colleagues around me started giggling at the conversation too.
That bastard looking down on me. I won't let this slide, you hear me? Just when I'm dealing with this, someone's at the door.
I could hear the intercom ringing through the phone. Then the next moment,
Dad! Mom! Hey, Dad! What's this about me getting fired? Ah! What are you doing, Mom? This time, I swear I'm not letting this go. Ow! 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 Stop! Stop! Okay, just calm down.
I could hear Ken's pathetic yet amusing voice, but soon after, it turned into frantic sobbing.
Please forgive me! Come on, Dad! Mom, stop it! It hurts! I'm so sorry! Not the ear!
I turned up the volume on my phone, which was set to speaker, and holding a champagne glass in one hand, I burst out laughing along with my colleagues who were there with me. When Ken finally arrived at the party, he was a mess. It seemed like he'd been thoroughly scolded by the president and his wife. He no longer had the usual confidence to spout off his irritating words. Instead, he was crying and sniffling, saying,
I'm deeply sorry for everything.
While giving an apology speech, his face a mess of tears and snot. After being fired from the company, Ken was taken to a farm run by some relatives. Apparently, one of his relatives is a scary person when angry. Ken is good at studying, but he's terrible at thinking for himself and taking action. He's so inept that he seems to be working from morning until night, constantly yelled at by his relative. I heard that the president had asked this relative to knock some sense into him, and Ken is apparently staying in a small old shed. He's living with the bugs and rats, which he absolutely hates. Every day became a struggle for Ken, and he eventually became so stressed that he started looking much older. According to the president, despite giving him multiple chances to reform, this was the result, and he has no intention of ever releasing Ken from that farm. Well, it's his own fault, isn't it? As for me, life at work became much more peaceful without Ken around. Plus, after the president personally apologized to each of us in our department, he gave us a bonus as an apology. With the bonus, I went on a trip with Hannah recently. Kamakura, we've arrived! The hydrangeas are so beautiful! I was worried they might not be in bloom anymore, but we made it just in time. Exactly. Hey, Hannah, how about we take some photos of the hydrangeas and then go food walking? I heard there's a place great for fruit sandwiches. Ah! That might be the shop I saw online and was curious about. There's also a hot wine and financiers. Let's enjoy eating all the yummy things and fully experience the trip. Seriously, though, long live the bonus!
Thank you for watching! What kind of crazy people will we get to see next? Stay tuned for more!